Good evening, this is All India Radio Kohima and I'm Nabin Pradhan with the evening news. The headlines. Deputy Chief Minister Y Patton says police should create conducive environment for citizens to live and work without fear and difficulties. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar says government committed to development of Gaon, Gareeb and Kisan. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says startup initiative generated 4.7 lakh jobs in the defence sector and total restriction of movement for light vehicles and pedestrians to continue from Patkai Bridge to Kukidolong. The details. Nagaland Deputy Chief Minister Y Patton said that the primary objective of every police officer should be creating a conducive environment in the society so that every citizen can live and work without fear and difficulties. Patton said no agency in the government has been given with such volume of responsibilities in the society other than the police force, and thus the police should be proud of that distinction. He said this while addressing the 49th General Conference of the Nagaland Police Service Association at Rhododendron Hall Police Complex, Chumukedima today. Patton, who is also in charge of the Home Department, stated that indiscipline, lethargy, irresponsible behavior and high-handedness causes bane to the police officers. In this, he said, a high degree of professionalism and dedication are expected from the police, saying that it will not tolerate any kind of irresponsible behavior and laxity in the discharge of duties. Policing, especially controlling organized crimes and protecting the vulnerable in the state, must continue to be a focused attention of the police force, he added. Patton said, as a law enforcement agency, one must create a perception of just, fair and credible police in the minds of the citizens so as to reassure the sense of confidence. He also said the government is trying its best to bring about improvement, be it in the service matters, promotion and other infrastructural and organizational requirements of the police force. He assured that the government is committed to address any genuine grievances of the police force even in the days to come. Patton urged upon the police officers to continue in upholding the confidence and trust bestowed upon them by the government and serve the state and its people with dignity. The Rajya Sabha today reconvened to discuss further on the motion of thanks on the President's address to the joint sitting of both the Houses of Parliament. The day witnessed the opposition's continued demand to withdraw the farm laws and the government defending its stance. Participating in the discussion, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar asserted that the government under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is committed towards the development of Gaon, Gareeb and Kisan in the country. Talking about the three farm laws, Tomar said that despite holding a series of threadbare level talks with the farmer unions, none of the unions came up with the provisions for which they think are contentious. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has said that the Startup India initiative of the central government has encouraged 41,000 startups, thus generating 4.7 lakh jobs and fetching an investment of 4,500 crore rupees. Speaking at the Startup Manthan seminar on the sidelines of Aero India show today in Bengaluru, the Defence Minister said that the programs such as Defence India Startup Challenge, Innovators for Defence Excellence, Startup Manthan and IDEX Awards have acted as force multipliers to improve indigenous defence capabilities and technology-driven startup ecosystem in the country. The Ministry of Finance has released the monthly Post-Devolution Revenue Deficit (PDRD) grant of over 6,195 crore rupees to the states. This was the 11th installment of the PDRD grant released to the states. So far, over 68,145 crore rupees have been released to eligible states as Post-Devolution Revenue Deficit grant in the current financial year. The states that have been recommended post-devolution revenue deficit grant by the 15th Finance Commission are Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Kerala, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Punjab, Sikkim, Tamil Nadu, Tripura, Uttarakhand and West Bengal. Deputy Commissioner Dimapur Rajesh Sundararajan has said that the total restriction for light vehicles and pedestrians will continue along the stretch from Patkai Bridge to Kukidolong as precautionary measures to prevent any injury, loss of life and damage of property. Commuters have been advised to take the 7th mile, New Deputy Commissioner's Office, Shokuvi, Razaphe, Maikam, Pimla, Mainamsi, Charnapani, Medzifema and vice versa. Meanwhile, to ensure availability of essential commodities, movements of trucks carrying essential commodities and oil tankers were allowed to pass only through the stretch from Patkai Bridge to Kukidolong this afternoon for 3 hours. You are listening to the news from All India Radio, Kohima. A total of over 49,59,000 people have been administered COVID-19 vaccines in the country so far. Union Health Ministry said that more than 5,09,000 people have been inoculated with COVID-19 doses in the last 24 hours. The ministry said 61% of the beneficiaries vaccinated are from 8 states and union territories. Uttar Pradesh accounts for 11.9% of the total beneficiaries vaccinated in India. Meanwhile, the country's COVID-19 recovery rate reached 97.16% with a total recovery of more than 15,000 patients in the last 24 hours. The ministry said that more than 1 crore 4 lakh patients have already recovered from this disease. Presently, the total number of active cases in the country is 1,51,460, which comprises only 1.40% of the total positive cases. In Nagaland, 5 fresh cases of COVID-19 positive have been reported today. The cases reported from Kohima were detected from 3 traced contacts and 2 returnees. The total confirmed caseload has reached to 12,126. With no recoveries reported today, the recovered cases in the state remains at 11,821, while the number of active cases is 66. Union Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has said the bond between India and ASEAN countries in the field of education, science and technology has strengthened under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Addressing the concluding session of the first ASEAN-India Hackathon 2021, Pokhriyal said India and the ASEAN countries have become perfect examples of energy, synergy and international collaboration for other countries to emulate. He said if the human resources and natural resources of India and the ASEAN countries are properly utilized, then a new dimension will open for the betterment of humanity and the world. Speaking on the occasion, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said ASEAN-India Hackathon offers a unique platform for our youngsters to put their minds and energies together. The hackathon concluded with more than 300 students, mentors and officials participating from 10 ASEAN countries and India. The Directorate of School Education has notified that the department will be broadcasting important video lessons for the benefit of students appearing for the forthcoming HSLC, HSSLC and Class 11 promotion examinations through the Diksha platform on daily basis with effect from 8th of February. The video lessons can be accessed 24/7 either by downloading the Diksha app from Google Play Store or through a web browser. In addition, the links for the video lessons will be uploaded through the online education portal at dosenl.in and the department's Facebook page every day at 6 a.m. and also be shared through the Teachers app. And as the nation fights COVID-19 pandemic, let us all remember to stay safe and protected by following these 3 simple steps. Wear a face mask, wash hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizer and follow social distancing norms. And to end the news, a reminder of the headlines. Deputy Chief Minister Y Patton says police should create conducive environment for citizens to live and work without fear and difficulties. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar says government committed to development of Gaon, Gareeb and Kisan. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says startup initiative generated 4.7 lakh jobs in the defence sector and total restriction of movement for light vehicles and pedestrians to continue from Patkai Bridge to Kukidolong. And that's all the news we have for you this evening. Good night.